today we're going to be blanching our carrots. I have carrots right here that are already washed, and they are just the typical baby carrots. This batch I'm going to put in whole, and I'm going to lay them with a little bit of space in between so that they can get plenty of airflow. And that's how it should look when you get ready to put them in your rows. But first, what we want to do is blanch our carrots. And the reason that we blanch them is so that when you go to reuse them and put them in your soups or your pot roast or your stews or anything like that to rehydrate, we'll be able to absorb that water a lot faster. And in the pan back here, I have the water starting to boil. Once that starts boiling, we will put the carrots in and blanch them for 2 minutes before we layer them. Well, I'm sorry. After you blanch them, you're going to drain them, and then you're going to run cold water over them really quickly and let them cool down. Then we'll show you where you can put them on your trays and get them all ready for your dehydration. And while we're waiting on the water to start boiling, I'm going to have some of the carrots as whole, like I said earlier, and the other carrots I'm going to chop into 1/4 inch pieces so that we can have the smaller pieces that tend to rehydrate quicker, and those are good for your soups. So when you go to cut your carrots, just keep them at the 1/4 inch. These will not take as long as the whole carrots, of course, but they will go in your dehydrator at 125 degrees for 8 to 12 hours. And what I like to do is at the 8-hour mark, I will go ahead and check it and see how they're doing. You want them to be dry and brittle. I'm sure that the baby whole carrots that I'm going to leave whole are probably going to take the full 12 hours, but these more than likely will only take up to 8 to 9 at the max. So I'm going to go ahead and finish chopping these at 1/4 of an inch and get them prepared for their blanching. So as you can see, the water is getting ready to come to a full rolling boil, and our carrots are ready to go. Alright, our water is officially boiling, so let's get those carrots in there. Now when you put your carrots in, be very careful because this water is extremely hot. I don't want anyone to get burnt. So these carrots, once they come back up to a full boil, will be boiling for 2 minutes. We're only putting the whole ones in there now. And we'll do these here in just a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and wait for that to boil up. Once it does, we'll set our timer. The carrots are now starting to boil. It took about 5 minutes or so for that to come up to a boil. So we're going to go ahead and set the timer for 2 minutes. And let those boil for 2 minutes before we put them in a water bath. Ice cold water bath. So now we have the carrots, the whole ones that we blanched for 2 minutes. They're a little soft, not too soft. And I put them in an ice bath, let them cool down. We're going to go ahead and start putting these in layers, or rows I should say. You don't have to put a lot of space in between them, just enough to let the air flow for the dehydrator. And I figured we'd go ahead and do this while we're waiting on the little slices of carrots that I did to come to a boil. which they are now. So we're going to set the timer for 2 minutes. And what that does, like I said earlier, it just allows the carrots to reabsorb the liquid that you're using for them when you go to cook them again. So I'm going to go ahead and finish layering these out and do the same process that I did with these. After they boil for 2 minutes, I'm going to put them in an ice cold water bath. So we have now got everything blanched, water bath, ice bath, sorry. And then I even got the little ones out. Now with the little ones, it's going to take you a long time if you go through each individual one and separate them. But because they're so small, they won't take long at all. So I just spread them out in an even layer as much as possible to try to stop them from being stacked up on top of each other. So just as much as you can, that will help your dehydration process. And we're going to go ahead and take this over to our Cabela dehydrator. Cannot get my words today. So we're going to move these over here. I'll take you up so you can see my dehydrator here. We're going to go ahead and pop this open. Put our trays in. I like to separate the trays a little bit. I believe that gives them a better chance of airflow. Go ahead and do that. These ones here, they will roll on you, so be very careful when you go to put them in here. Especially since mine's kind of high. There we go. And then the last tray. And yes, one rolled off on me. That one in there. Alright. Now everybody's in there, snug as a bug. Shut our door, and we're going to turn it on. I like to have the light on so that I can see what's going on. And I'm going to set the time. Hello, Carmen. For 12 hours. But I will check the smaller ones at 8. The temperature for these are going to be 125 degrees. And that is set. We are ready to go. So everyone, I just want to thank you for watching today. And I know this video's been kind of all over the place. Well, that's how our Sunday is. The outside time was really, really nice. I do like spring because it is planting weather. It was a little chilly and a little windy. My dehydrator is a little loud, so I hope you can hear me. I also was able to show you some of the things that we have already growing inside. The parsley, if you're in 6B, goes out next week. So I started today hardening it off. I put it outside for 1 hour, then brought it in, and then tomorrow I'll add time. It'll go out for 3 hours, then the next day 4 hours, all the way up until Saturday. Saturday we will be planting them outside, so they should be hardened off. They should be used to the weather. Friday into Saturday, they will have their first night outside, be outside for the whole time, so that when we do go to transplant, they won't have any transplant shock. And then we have to come in today and do our carrots and get those ready. Those will be really nice. Those, like I said, those are really nice to have in your pantry that You can just pull out, add to your broth for chicken soup, chicken dumplings, beef stews, beef hot roast, anything like that. So with that, I'm going to show you the end process once it gets done, and we'll finish up this video then. So we have our carrots, and they are ready to be in the jar and stored away. We've already used some of these, but this is what the ones that we cut up into small little pieces of the 1/8 of an inch, and they'll last in there for anywhere from a year to 18 months. And then the whole baby carrots, we'll be able to store those also for 12 to 18 months. They will not last that long in this house. We love our cooked carrots. So with that, everyone, I want to thank you for joining me, and I want you to come back to my channel anytime that you'd like. I'll have all kinds of different videos going on. Anything from planting to dehydrating. Canning will start very soon, and fermenting, so that's so exciting. Please, if you all will, you can help my channel by liking, subscribing, hit the notification bell, leave a comment, and remember, always, share, share, share. Thank you so much. Have a great week.